if you're going to be catching this, you're going to know I'm already screwing it all up. So here's some music to go along while I go to typing. That way people can find me. Alright. You don't love some BB King, you got problems. Met the man. Told him he could pour a beer on my head. It was at his place in Memphis. Awesome show, by the way. Wish he was still alive. Would love to take y'all there. In case you're wondering, it literally says pop-up preview for Mike, filling in for Simon. This Sweet Little Angel by BB King. Awesome music here. Why am I playing blues? We all know why I'm playing blues. Because it's the Briar Blues Show. Live on Thursday, but on Saturday.
Sweet little angel people, I love the way she spreads her wings. When she spread her wings around me, I get joy and everything. You know, I asked my baby for a nickel, and she gave me a $20 bill. Asked my baby for a nickel.
Alright, here we go, here we go. Wow, I'm up to 133 subscribers. That's pretty nice. I appreciate that.
You know, I asked her for a little drink of liquor, and she gave me a whiskey here. Oh, yes, my baby, with me.
If y'all don't know it, I'm gonna let this song play out. If this gets pulled off the internet because of some sort of copyright infringement, I'll be okay with that. Welcome to the Smoking Lounge. Light 'em if you got 'em. Falcons from England. An English blend. Alrighty then, let's see what we can do. Let's put that in pause, mostly because, yeah. The music is good, the mood is right. But I don't have the blues. Howdy YTPC. With Voodoo, coming at you from the Voodoo front porch and studio. Got a little bit of something to smoke on. It'll be so nice. Lord, it's lovey-dovey. Oh yeah. Plug this in, make sure it's got plenty of power. Alright, let's see about getting over here and locking in the YouTube channel so we can find out whenever Mike goes live. Why? Well, because if you're going to be in here, I'm kicking you out as soon as he goes live. Howdy and hello. Howdy and hello. Alright. Logging on to the Briar Blues station. If you don't have Briar Blues logged up, do note that he just did a 2-hour show on Thursday. He calls it just another Thursday night. I call it a damn good show. Well, whoever it was that showed up, sorry you didn't comment or stick around. Hopefully you're going to tweet and tell people that I'm on. Mike's channel says that he will be on in 63 minutes, and that's about how long I'm going to be with you. It also says he's covering for a friend. Alright. And then just in case somebody wants to go in there and start watching, I've got them now notified. How y'all doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing well. It's Saturday. I'm taking time from my busy day of doing a bunch of nothing to hopefully hang out with you. Now, I didn't tell anybody I was going to be here, so I don't expect a big crowd. but I've got one. Jose. Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Please reply in English because my reading of Spanish is worse than my reading of English. I did grow up about, well, let's just call it South Texas. Very South Texas. You better be able to pick up a little bit of Spanish with as much time as I spent. I'm doing very well. Enjoying a beer. Of course, see. I can say it better than I can actually spell it. I know most of the general topic conversations. Let's see, this is Shiner, sea salt and lime. And I am happy that it is the last of the 6-pack I picked up. Not really for me. Actually, I picked it up for my wife. She's definitely a beer drinker. Oh, my pronunciation is spot on. You can't grow up being one of 3 white guys in the whole school, not in the grade, the school, and not learn a little bit of Spanish, at least down there. There were maybe 4 people that would be considered African American or black. There was 1 kid that was a grade older than me, and he was half Japanese and white. So I guess there was actually 3.5 people. I actually do enjoy some wines. Now, I can't pronounce the names of half the wines, and I will tell you that my cooking wine actually comes out of a can. But I do like the wines that originated in Australia, which is, I believe, it looks like Shiraz, but somebody tells me that it's actually pronounced Shiraz. Okay. Or Syrah. Whatever. My other wine that I will drink if I have it is Beaujolais. Now, Beaujolais, you have to look at this word as if the craziest Cajun you ever heard of made a wine. It's actually from France, but it's made with the Gamay grape. God, I know a lot about wine, don't I? Anyways, this wine is made from the Gamay grape. It is more like a table wine. Oh yeah, Chile has some great wines. It's superb wine country. We've got some places here in Texas that actually make decent wines. Hey, 2 people in. Howdy, howdy. How we got on wine is because, well, I'm drinking a bottle of beer. Oh. Huh. Looks like the second person left. It's just Jose and me. Well, Jose, is there a particular favorite that you like from your country that I should be trying? Notably, I do like the dark red and a little bit spicy wines. Okay, so Syrah or Shirah. Okay. But it's got a Z in the name, so I always call it Shiraz. Somebody wants to be upset with the fact that I'm uneducated, but I know what I like. And I guess that's one step up above uneducated. I'm not too big on Shiraz, good wine for you. Okay, so should try Carmenere too. Okay, I'll be looking for it. I will be looking for it. Here in this portion of Texas, we have Total Wine and More, and we have Specs. But we also have HEB. And I'm going to tell you that somewhere between the three, if I can't find a wine from Chile, then I can't find a wine at all. Also, notably, there's a lot of people out there that don't recognize there's a very small, minute detail change between the Chile flag and the Texas flag. The Chile flag has a blue square with a lone star, where the Texas flag has a blue border with a lone star. So, if there was ever a country that I was destined to live in, it would probably be Chile. Besides that, I do love chiles, as in the spicy plant that I just can't get enough of. So, can't help it. It would be the perfect place for me to live if I didn't live in Texas already. I'm going to visit one of these days. I've already got plans to go down to Belize. I've got friends that live there. It's only a short trip south from Belize to go to Chile. And of course, I love cigars, so Dominican Republic and Nicaragua, they're on my list. Does it get much better than that? Now, of course, I'm also waiting for a long time from this COVID stuff, so that way it can go all the way through the whole planet, and the whole planet can be immune to it, and we can all be done with it by then. I would hate to be the one to accidentally bring it to some village somewhere in the middle of nowhere that has no communication with the outside world and has no clue that there's something called COVID. That would be horrible for me to show up there and infect them. At least that's the way I think about it. Now, I'm not going to be able to tell anybody what I'm actually smoking. This is in the all English catch jar. So everything that's in this pipe is from a jar that I only put English blends in. Now I have a catch jar that's got everything combined and a catch jar that's just aromatic. But I do have a catch jar that's just for English. Sometimes when that blends out, it blends out really, really well. Oh yeah. Oh, well, with Chile you get, it's that long stretch. I mean, it's the way it's situated, if I remember correctly. It's got a very long stretch, narrow country compared to the length of the country. And a lot of it is very mountainous, so there's a lot of actual land space, but it's all straight up and down. I'm trying to remember if that's where the highest road in the world is in Chile, or maybe it was Peru. Anyways, it's up there high enough that you actually should probably be using oxygen to breathe. Could be Ecuador. Could be Ecuador. I know it doesn't really go anywhere, though. I don't even know how in the heck they got people to do the work of creating the road. I mean, once it gets up there high enough, you can't hardly breathe. Okay, there are some places in Tibet, and some of those people that have been making those roads have been living at those altitudes for forever. But I thought that there was an actual road, and by road I mean something traveled by vehicles, not by just donkeys and Sherpa guides. But yeah, it's one of the highest ones in the world. It's right there in the in South America. I forget which country it is specifically. But I didn't know I was going to have Jose Manuel Contreras on my live feed today, and that we would be talking about Chile almost immediately. I do know that there's a lot of places around there that I'd love to go to. Not to make fun of a different Mike, but I would love to go to the Jalapa Valley, which Mike referred to as Jalapa. Hey, 4 people. Wow, I jumped up all of a sudden. Chad must have brung them all in. Thanks, Chad. I appreciate that. So I'm smoking a Falcon pipe because this is a pop-up preview for Briar Blues Mike, who is filling in for Simon, who is London is Calling with Simon. And I figured, hey, you know what? We'll just give y'all a meeting place. As per normal, as soon as Mike's show starts, I'm out. I'm not going to try and take away from Mike's time. It doesn't matter how interesting this conversations can get, which I will say some of our conversations have gotten extremely interesting. Nice. Well, hopefully Phil is in here. I'm hoping that he actually got a day off. Not too busy to do what he will normally end up doing, which is working too damn hard. I appreciate it, Jose. Realistically, mine is only as interesting as the people who come in here and talk. I'm well versed in a lot of subjects, but I hate to lecture. I mean, I end up lecturing almost anyways. Right, Steph and Skip. If my phone was not having such a weird change in difficult problem recently, I would have caught their show too. No time off, just watching while doing paperwork. Well, Mr. Dufour, you should probably get an intern to do all that paperwork. Yes, I know you are not actually Felipe Dufour. If you were, can I get a Simplicity shipped to me? Any old, you accidentally put a bad scratch on it, I'll take it. Oh, Saturday used to be my day for paperwork. I guarantee it used to be. I lived on paperwork, I guess. At least that's what the company I worked for thought. Wow, 7 people, and it's a Saturday. I've got the Felipe. There's definitely a Chad in the room. Of course, Jose. Boris the Piper. Warm night here, 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. I would be wearing a sweater or a jacket or something at 57 degrees. Of course, it's about 85 right now where I am, if I go with Fahrenheit. If I'm trying to go with Celsius, I would have to go and bring up an app to try and give me something. Yard, while it is 91 there, I'm going to remind you, you're right in the middle of the heat of the day. And after about 4:30, it starts tapering off over here. So I would be willing to bet that it hit about 91 here, Houston. And relatively, I think we've probably got right at about the same humidity. Give or take a little bit. It's been cool here, so the humidity's down. Thank God. Wake up in the morning, it feels like December. By the afternoon, it feels like August again. Can't catch a break. Sunday morning, cheeseburger. Well, if it's Sunday morning, you're over in Europe somewhere. No, you might actually be. That might be Australia. Ooh. Ah, Australia. Okay, I did get it right just before I got to feeling bad about it. Okay. Oh yeah, if you're not very good with humidity, I'm going to tell you right now, do not visit Houston anytime between December and March, and anytime between May and October. Crazy part about humidity, when it gets cold and it's humid, it cuts right through. People say, what are you going to do when it gets cold? Trust me, I understand it's not really cold. It's just that it's wet. And then when it gets hot, it just stays sticky. I call it mouth weather. It's like walking out of your front door into somebody's mouth. 92 degrees, 100% humidity. Yeah, Mmm. Tasty. Then you want to step back in your house and ring up whoever's mouth it was and say, "Can you at least brush them teeth?" Steph and Skip, I am sorry I missed. My phone has been having a bad issue all day. That's why I didn't even try to say I was going to be on here today until it finally turned on and said it could. I sat out here for 30 minutes trying to get it to load up. It's the damnedest thing. Hell, my beer's probably warm because of how long I sat out here. Yeah, it's not very cool. Chad is correct. You'll definitely want to avoid anything along the Gulf Coast. So, at least during the summer, if you really don't like humidity. I can handle icy as long as it's dry. But if it's cold and wet, it just gets right in there, and you don't seem to ever be able to get warm from that. I don't know why that is. I would love to know why it is specifically so I can avoid it at all costs. So I got to miss out. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind missing out when it's technical difficulties that keeps me from being able to participate. Hopefully that's with pants and not a skirt. Oh, did I just say it that way? Yes, I did. So, is everybody having a good afternoon, into evening, morning? Really, oh my God, what are you doing up at 1 o'clock in the morning type of morning? Or are we just kind of hanging out? All right, Steph, you be careful. Enjoy whatever time you're doing with whatever you're doing. It must be the beer. It scared her off. She's off the sauce these days. Don't worry, I'm not going to be so on the sauce that y'all are going to notice. But it does help to have a drink of something nice and refreshing. Now, if it was just nice and refreshing. Actually, it's a decent beer. It's the Shiner, what is that? Shiner sea salt and lime. I'm not sure if it's the amount of lime or if it's the sea salt that's got me. It's just not to my taste. It's good, but I'll take the regular Shiner or Ziegenbach. This is from the English only tobacco catch jar. So there's about 8 different Englishes that have been dumped into that jar and just kind of shook up. Not really dumped. It's actually a really small. It would be a sample jar for for jelly making if you were to really look at it. Holds maybe about 2 ounces of product, maybe. And when I've got an English that is good, but I don't much care to finish off the last little pinches, I'll knock it out into there. Or sometimes I'll put it in the catch everything jar. So trying to explain exactly what blend this is impossible. I can't even give you a correct percentage of what blend is what. I will say that there's a small pinch of actual Dunhill. My mixture was at 965. There is some Sutliff Match 20, but it was before it was called Match 20, and it was called Match 965. It actually was it was a decent match too, which was surprising. And I know that there's some Camoys Cask 11, and I'm fairly certain that there's a little bit of some Lord Nelson, but there's a little bit of everything in there. So if I was to truly choose just any blend off of anybody's shelf, I'm probably going to grab an English first. Don't get me wrong, there's other blends out there that are as good, if not better, but I know that I'm going to enjoy an English where I sometimes am a little bit off of the others. But if I had to go with my favorite was 965. The original Dunhill 965. I haven't had the remake yet. I'm not even sure who remade it yet. I would say if I had to just say one blend that I know has been out there a while, it would be the Camoys Cask 11. Now they did not come out and say, oh, this is a match for Dunhills. But I'm gonna tell you, I smoked back to back to back the 965, the Match 20, and the Camoys Cask 11. And as far as the flavor goes, I could not truly discern a difference. I thought the Camoys actually came on more flavorful at the very, very beginning of the bowl and lasted all the way through. Second, I thought was the Dunhill. It hits by the third puff. You're just like, okay, I know exactly what this is. If you've ever had the Dunhill 965. And the Sutliff Match 20, which at the time when I tried it was Match 965, so maybe they've changed something since I tried it last. But it took about 5 or 6 puffs before it really showed up and said, hey, I taste just like Dunhill. Now, I love Latakias. I've actually smoked just Latakia flake. Literally just Latakia flake. Crumple it up, tamp it in, light it up, and go. Most people ask me to not smoke that because it's a bit too much for them. Well, if you need to be looking at some references for some of the English Balkan blends and a few aromatics, I do have a blog site. Now, I'm not going to sit there and try to pronounce it all right now out here in the middle of this, but let me see if I can't bring up the typing. Let's see. Let's see. P-I-P. Okay, let's see if this will show up for y'all. And there it is. If you absolutely need to have some suggestions for some Sutliff blends, I do a lot of Sutliff blends because they are inexpensive. I even did my 3-blend review. Now, I did that 3-blend review almost 3 years ago, so you might have to be looking through for a little while to find it. But if you can't get Dunhill, the Camoys Cask 11 is an exceptional option as far as same taste, burns right, feels right, packs right, everything about it. I was very impressed with the Cask 11. And had not somebody given me some, I would have never known that it was as close as it is to the Dunhill 965, which I probably wouldn't have even thought about doing that particular review. I will say Phil liked that review pretty well. Or at least he said that he did. It's Phil. Nobody knows who Phil is. He could lie straight to your face and say, no, I'm not this guy. That's right. He's got the Van Halen blend. How long ago was that, Phil? About 3 years now? I know it was right near the beginning of a year, so might only be 2.5, because I've really been only doing that blog for about 3 years. I will also say that I only started doing that blog because Phil at Briar Report insisted that I set up and do my reviews, because I guess I did something different that most people weren't doing, and that is to use multiple pipes to give my reviews. Because you'll get something different out of a corn cob than you will out of a meerschaum, than you will out of a briar. And then, because I use 4 pipes, I actually get a different pipe size. So I can more narrow it down, or at least in my opinion, on whether you should be looking to put this particular blend, whatever I'm doing, in a big bowl or a really small bowl. And some you just want a little touch and you're good, and some you really want to load up something that will smoke for a couple of hours and you want to kick back and just enjoy the night. And I like knowing what each blend is really truly capable of. Like some blends, I'm not going to say all of them, some blends are great, fantastic blends, but you can't smoke it all day long. One that I thought that I would enjoy the heck out of and could smoke it all day long, and was surprised when I was just like, no, I can't possibly smoke it all day long. And that was Autumn Evening by C&D. Cornell and Deal, great blend. Autumn Evening, and tastes like pancakes and syrup. But by the time you get to that fourth bowl, you're just like, I am done with breakfast. Bring on some steak. And one thing I try to do is I try not to talk bad about anybody's work. If I feel that it's horrible, I just won't review it. If I feel that it's good enough to review, I'll put it on my review. If I don't feel that it's really truly exceptional and I want to give you some kind of a warning, I'll put in an exception and say, hey, this is really good because of this, 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 and this. But if you're not seeing me say one of those words that really gets you going like, oh, okay, I like that thought, and you're still kind of on the fence, if I'm not piquing your interest and the exceptions don't truly get you going, then it's probably not for you. Now, not everybody's going to enjoy Englishes and Balkans and various different things as much as I will. Now, as far as vapors go, I am probably the worst person to ask about what vapors are going to be really good for you. I can handle immense amounts of Perique. I've got a particular blend that I like. It's an aromatic blend, don't get me wrong, but it is 1/3 Latakia and 1/3 Perique. And people think I'm crazy. The other third is Devil's Holiday. You're welcome to try it. I'm pretty sure Chad would be able to handle the nicotine of it. But he likes Burley a whole lot more than I do. I like Burley, don't get me wrong. But I find a little bit of Burley for me goes a long way. Such as Haunted Bookshop. I am not a big fan of Haunted Bookshop. But if I've ghosted a pipe, Haunted Bookshop is excellent because it really will pull the ghost right out of a pipe. I find that to be uncommonly true, Jose. If you like spicy, you're going to like Perique. In my opinion, it's going to hit that spot for you that's just right there. Same thing with those wines that we were talking about earlier. If you like spicy, you're going to enjoy a nice Beaujolais or a very nice Shiraz or Syrah. It's the one that's spelled with a Z at the very end of the name. I'm not going to speak about all wines and such as that, but I know that I like spicy foods. I love spicy peppers. And I have no problem at all with Perique or those two wines that I just mentioned. If you're looking for me to spell Beaujolais, I'm not going to try it. I could misspell it 100 times out of 100. Just look for the one bottle up there that looks like it was spelled by some guy named Boudreaux out of Louisiana, and I mean from way back out in Louisiana. You find that one bottle that has that 27 alphabet letter name that looks like it might be called Beaujolais, you're in the right spot. Waste black robes. Waving to the guy who's flying into the little bitty airport that's only about a half mile from me. He probably could see me. There it is. Beaujolais. I know it's called Beaujolais. Oh my goodness. I am very sorry about that. I do not have control over traffic control here. If I did, they would stop flying over my house except for during the air show. Oh, by the way, if there is a Wings Over Texas air show, my Thursday and Friday shows might be interrupted by me staring at the sky going like, oh. Well, I'm going to be honest. When some of these air groups fly over, I can't help it. I'm going to stare. It's what I wanted to do with my life. And then my eyesight went bad in the 9th grade. Yay. It's hell going from 2015 to 2250. Halfway to Legally Blind. Yay. Yes, I did hear about that. F-35 pilot ejected after falling far enough away from the KC-135, and the KC-135, because of their glide ratio, was able to dump as much fuel as humanly possible before they set down hard. But yes, everybody survived, which normally in a situation like that, nobody survives. JP5 is extremely flammable. The military knows how to train them, doesn't they? Oh. Of course, I've also seen some 737s flying fire duty over there in California. You see a big old passenger plane that's been refitted for cargo flying in about 100 foot on top of some trees and dumping a big cloud of red sauce. Yummy. Yeah, military and firefighters, those about the craziest two groups that I can think of. And I'm saying military in general because there's more than just the United States military in this thing. You've got some of the pilots from the old Soviet bloc and in Europe, and you've got Israeli pilots. I've seen South African pilots that are phenomenal. I know there's really good pilots out in Australia. You know, somebody else who's those great pilots, but they're a little bit on the more or less illegal side, are those bush pilots that go up into Alaska. Some of those people are landing on little strips of nothing that you wouldn't land a Tonka plane on, much less what they're trying to land on it. Woohoo! There's 2 in on Mike's show. Mike's not there yet, though. I was watching a program not too long ago that discussed how long of a runway some of those little bush pilot planes need for landing and takeoff, and it's like, are you kidding me? Oh, all right, Mike. Glad to have you in. Just figured I'd do a little pop-up for you while you were collecting your thoughts while you're going to be doing the Simon Show. Of course, I had to wait to make sure my phone actually would log on and actually do this thing. That's why I didn't mention it yesterday. I thought about it, but I was just like, because my phone was acting up yesterday, I got a little worried I wasn't even going to make the VOODOO preview for Chad. It took about 30 minutes today for me to log on and get it up and running, which was good that it got up and running. And if anybody wants to go back and look at the first little bit of my show today, there's some B.B. King in there for you. Who doesn't love some B.B. King? But yeah, I figure if we're gonna jump up for the Briar Blues show, I would play some blues. Me? Prolific? Nah. No. Problematic? Maybe. Well, it's better than Don King. Oh my goodness. I am certain that Albert King was also great. And I'm pretty sure that there's some people in this chat that are much more into music than I am. And they will definitely agree with you, Jose. I believe I've heard Albert King mentioned on the Briar Blues show several times. Freddie Mercury? Any Way the Wind Blows? I'm sure that was the wrong Freddie, Chad. Freddie King. Let's be honest, they all pale in comparison to a riverboat captain named King that retired and became the largest ranch owner in the world, the King Ranch. Ah, okay. So they're all blues players. Okay. Freddy Krueger. He was scary when I was 12. I got over that pretty quickly. Oh. So what do y'all think? Should I try to get in contact with Herferville? They are having a 1,000 sub GAW. And they are later this month having a raffle for the Guide Dog Association. I believe that's correct, the Guide Dog Association. I'm thinking about getting in contact with Herferville and seeing if they would like for me to do a pop-up show for them, or the preview show, the Lounge Act, just a place to meet so that we can all get together and have a good time and really know, hey, we're going to be on time for this. Southeast Guide Dogs. Okay. So the thought is there that I'm going to see about getting in contact with them and see if they want me to do this for them. I don't mind doing it. I'm just hoping that I can actually get all the equipment, which is a phone and a stupid pad, to actually work. Probably, being that I don't have a lot of moving parts other than my mouth, I should be pretty good. But any ideas? Would people be interested in that? It's a good cause. Plus, let's be honest, the 1,000-mile mark, that's one of the big ones. I'm not going to try and do everybody's GAW and raffle giveaway, but if I know that it's one of those big number ones, I definitely could see me jumping in and putting together an hour ahead of time just to give what their crowd will be a something to do, instead of showing up late to their show and going like, damn, I missed it. Which I'm going to tell you has happened to me more than I want to admit. So don't be surprised if y'all see me pounding that one out in Twitter and in a few more of my my live feeds, just because, like I said, I'm gonna get in touch with them and see if they're interested. If they're not interested, well, what can I say? I'm not gonna force myself on them. But yeah, the thousand sub goal should be pretty quick here. I believe they said it would open on the 3rd, which is today. Yes, I am on Instagram. I believe if you look for VOODOO Review, I haven't posted anything on Instagram in forever, mostly because I was busy and I got out of touch with Instagram, and need to go back in there at least every once in a while. But heck, I feel like I let down the Thursday yachting tradition this week. I didn't even think about it until it was already Friday. Marcus King. Well, we're going to have to start looking for that. I like blues. If I didn't like blues, I probably never would have ate at BB King's restaurant. I am not as good as Chad at this job. I cannot keep a pipe lit for nothing. And I've seen Mike stay pretty close to having a lit pipe all the time too. Well, I will most definitely follow you back, Jose. I am I'm not a big poster on Instagram, but I'll put some stuff. I'll put some more stuff up in there. Oh, Mike, how's your dinner? Hopefully good. It's almost time to kick Ja out and set up your bottle of tequila. Though it should be gin because you're on that side of the pond today. Of course, it could be scotch. Scotch is from over there too, you know. Just saying. Irish whiskey. What's the green whiskey that's made with chunks of wormwood? Absinthe. Yeah, that'd be a good one. I've had it once. I don't ever want it again. Oh my goodness. Here I've turned in almost a little over an hour. Shoot, almost an hour and 10 minutes. I'm shocked and amazed. I'm always happy that y'all could join me. Believe me, that's it's very nice to be appreciated for what little I actually can do. Yes, I know, but I've got a wife who's actually been to Russia where they still make real absinthe because they don't have the same rules and regulations as America does. And she brought back some. I know why you should pour it over the sugar cube. Let's just leave it at that. Oh. Of course, we should always ask Boris, which is better, Russian vodka or Finnish vodka? And me, I always finish my vodka. Actually, vodka doesn't agree with me very well. I would like it a lot better if it did. It is what it is. Gives me a blinding headache the next day. Doesn't matter if it's a shot or a gallon. If it's a gallon, at least I know why I've got a blinding headache. Rum I'm good with. I can definitely switch all vodka for rum. Rum is, I can drink rum all day long. As long as I keep the quantities low and I guess sugarcane whiskey doesn't hurt me as bad as potato whiskey. Maybe it's because somebody back in my family is Irish, and you should eat potatoes, not drink them. And Mike's live, so I'm out of here. Everybody have a great day.
Simon is otherwise occupied.
Please enjoy yourselves. As always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes.
What am I going to do to kill the time when I should be watching?
Y'all take
Simon?
care,
He's not here, so
and I will see you soon.
Until Simon's back. Hello, Kevin. How's it going?
Bye now.